Good afternoon. I'm David Hughes, and this is about money well spent. I coined the term accepted value costing about 2 years ago to represent a lean, agile extension of activity-based costing, otherwise known as ABC. It's a field-tested enabler for decision-making using the fixed time, fixed cost paradigm. Send me an email, and I'll send you the link to the annotated bibliography. My Gmail is my first name and my zip code. You'll see it again at the end of this slide deck. Cost pools and proportional allocation are the building blocks. It's simple. It works. I proved it at 2 large companies, one a commercial mortgage banking company, another a very large insurance company. I did it over 2 years. And this is the first of 2 key learning objectives in the slide deck. So ABC is empirical, it's agile, and it's lean. What it is not is project-based costing or timesheet accounting. And that's a really good thing. Now, the cost lens for accepted value costing is indirect labor. Nothing else moves the needle. Direct costs, direct materials, unallocated value chain costs, they don't matter. What matters in knowledge work is indirect labor costs. So don't boil the ocean. Focus on this, and you'll get 80% of your value. So back in 2015, I needed to know the cost of delivered value. And I was sort of frustrated by the inability of traditional cost accounting methods to give me that decision-making power. What bothered me the most is that I had a feeling that the solution was right in front of me, but I couldn't really see it, and that just kept me up at night. So the first thing that most people think of is, hey, change the traditional cost management. This is a no-win battle. It's like a phalanx of really tough guys with very pointy spears. So we need another way to do this. What I'm going to do now is walk you through what ABC, or accepted value costing, really does in terms of tools, techniques, and results. The secret is cost pools. So bear with me on this. We'll spend about a half a minute on it. What matters most is that you take a look at a team as a resource group. It doesn't matter what relative sizing or relative capacity proportion mechanism they use, because you're going to normalize that within the team itself using proportional allocation based on that relative sizing or relative capacity. If you look at each team as some sort of national currency, you'll see you don't have to translate it all to a common dollar number. It's Team X-Ray has one scale, Team Yankee has another, Team Zulu has yet another. But when it all boils down to is within each cost resource, 10% is 10%. So 10 cents, 10 pesos, a jiao. They're all the same. And you apply the fixed time, fixed cost paradigm through that, and you end up with a fully normalized cost model for accepted value. This is a real result. What we're looking at here is essentially Scrum story points, but the same thing works in Kanban with features or classes of service. The top part is the proportional allocation over a fixed time period. The bottom right-hand side is the aggregation to the right level of decision-making, which is either features or classes of service. This is the second key learning objective. So we've talked about how tools and techniques work in accepted value costing. If you've got an ALM, it makes it easier. You can pull the data out. But the decision-making is what really matters. So let's take a look at the key elements. You rank the value, and then you proportionally allocate the accepted work item costs. First item, we want to know relative cost and value. And obviously, if you've got low value items and a high cost, this is something you want to stop doing. What we end up with is a picture that looks like this. The natural question when we proved that this worked with a few teams was, does it scale? And the answer is, it scales beautifully, right up to the portfolio level. All you need to do is reconcile with the budgets and allocate the cost out team by team, doesn't matter what program. Bottom line is, I hope you liked it. If you'd like more information, this is a deep research project I'm presenting at 2 other conferences this year. Write to me at david19341@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.